Well, with that, Max wins the game with a total of 11 points. Akeem with 3, and Jada with a big fat donut.
Yeah.
As your prize, Max. Ooh, should it be the same prize last week? You get 15 uninterrupted seconds to have any opinion you want.
Can I go hard? Can I go like
You can go real hard with this. Go ahead.
Wow, it's like I prepared a speech. So, after Microsoft's shopping spree of studio acquisitions over the last few years, there's a long list of video game licenses that are now technically first-party Xbox properties. But possibly the weirdest outcome is that PlayStation's biggest competitor is now the home of its original mascot, Crash Bandicoot. If you grew up in the 90s, Crash and PlayStation were almost synonymous. Not only were the first few Crash games amazing tech demos of what Sony's first console could do, Crash himself was an extremely vocal hype man. The Mascot platformer became a literal mascot for the PS1, and millions of people likely heard about Sony's new console from a guy in a fursuit yelling through a megaphone about it in TV commercials. I think we all remember those. The first 3 Crash games were published by Sony, but the rights to Bandicoot himself belonged to Universal Studios' video game publishing wing, Universal Interactive, who also happened to be holding the leash of Sony's second most popular platformer, Spyro the Dragon. Now, in 2001, Sony acquired Naughty Dog, the studio that created Crash. You've probably heard of them. Universal Interactive merged with another company to become Vivendi Universal Interactive Publishing. Now, if you're following here, there was another merger in 2008. Vivendi became part of Activision Blizzard, and then at that point, after a bunch of like mediocre games and of course the decline of 3D platformers in general, the custody rights for Crash weren't really what most people were thinking about there. Then, at the 2015 PlayStation Experience, head honcho Sean Layden appeared on stage in a Crash t-shirt, and a generation of PlayStation fans went insane. Was the prodigal Bandicoot returning home? Well, 2016 turned out to be the year of the Bandicoot, and Crash's 20th anniversary victory lap saw him popping up all over the place. He appeared in a Naughty Dog game for the first time this century. It was an Uncharted game, but still. And then he was the guest of honor in Skylanders Imaginators, which was that Spyro spin-off that had spun out of control. And then finally, Activision Blizzard opened the nostalgia floodgates, and full modern remakes of the original trilogy and Crash Team Racing paved the way for a long overdue sequel, Crash 4, It's About Time. And it seemed like Crash Bandicoot and PlayStation had rekindled that special connection that they had in the 90s. It's kind of an open relationship, so, Crash could be on other platforms. But still, the spark was back. At least that's how it felt until Microsoft ran off with Activision Blizzard and Bandicoots and Dragons and all. And so Sony might own Naughty Dog and Insomniac, the studios that created some of PlayStation's earliest and most recognizable characters, but those characters themselves have officially packed their bags and moved in with their ex's worst enemy. So who knows, maybe the next time we see Crash, he'll be in the parking lot of PlayStation headquarters yelling through a megaphone about the wonders of Xbox Game Pass in front of a pickup truck full of Series X's. But hey, stranger things have happened. There was a time when the idea of playing a Sega game on a Nintendo system was basically blasphemous, and now that's not only commonplace. We have 6 entire games about Mario and Sonic going to the Olympics together for some reason.
That was longer than 15
That was
seconds.
not 15 seconds,
but,
sir. You milked that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's all right.
I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about for a while. It's just sort of weird how, like, we've joked on this show about, like, Crash Bandicoot's divorce being, like, an idea for a Naughty Dog game, but that's sort of just happened,
Mm-hmm.
Like,
A little too close to home.
yeah, I know it's hard. It's hard, but yeah, I mean, it's, obviously, like, Sony's in a weird spot in terms of, like, character IP. Like, we talk about, like, PlayStation All-Stars, Battle Royale Brawl to the Rescue, whatever it's called. But, like, they've got a, like, a stable of characters, but, like, I feel like some of the ones that, like, they don't, who's their Mario at this point?
Yeah.
Parappa.
Yes, it's Parappa.
I mean, there's nobody
Did you
like
say Parappa? We haven't seen Parappa in such a long time, So
And
I
that's
don't
why
think
we need him. He needs to
Yeah.
make a comeback.
we
He needs
also
to drop a
haven't
new
seen
album.
Gex. I want Gex.